How are we going, guys? What's the sound like?
How we going?
Oh, yeah, it's good. What did we say that we were gonna do? Because I can't even remember. Like, had athletics day today, so I'm like half asleep at the moment. I fell asleep trying to read my kid his book. So I need like something to kind of kickstart this. What did we do last? Well, we've done a few indices. Discriminants again? You want to do discriminants again? I'll tell you what, how about we go to the exam paper. See what we can pull out from the past. Maybe go like somewhere old. $2012? No, 2012 is too easy. Like right now, let's go to 2020. Well, let's check for the answers there. 2020 assessment schedule. Yeah, it's there. Where is it? 2020, 2020. Any particular question in 2019? Let's start with a simple one. Like I'll do something similar, right? Like something similar to this type of question. Do we know how to do something like this? Let's start with that one. And then we can, in the background, I'll start looking for some other questions. Haley, it depends on each paper, Haley. Like, I think it's roughly 7 or 8 points, depending on the whatever year it is. So to get 7 or 8 points, you want to be doing, I mean, the safe option is getting like 2 questions right in each section. That should give you, oh, actually 5 questions, minimum 5 questions, 5 to 6 questions to kind of guarantee that achieved mark. Question 3A 2019. I'll have a look at it. I wanted to do this because it's complete the square, and sometimes people don't actually know how to do this, and it's a really simple little skill to kind of learn, but it does help. Are you talking about this question here, buddy? Who was this that asked me? 2019. Oh, Cameron. I don't know. You need don't worry about donations, guys. But like, is this the one you're talking about? We'll come back to. We can have a look at that. Cameron, you don't need to put anything, man. Like, jeez, I'll have a look at the question, dude. No. When did you send this, Cameron? Oh, I've got it. Zong, it's literally in my car. I've been so busy, man. Like I just need to get off my lazy butt and come and drop it off. That's all. It's in my car. Like your t-shirt's actually in my car, and I even bought it today, and I was supposed to come over, and then I was like, I got tired, and then I completely forgot about it, and I didn't realize it till I got home. Okay, let's do this question, and then after that I'll cover Cameron's question. Yeah, and actually no, after that I'm going to cover X's question. So guys, if you do get completing the square, right now, a lot of folks there's a lot of folks that actually don't know why they kind of struggle with completing the square, but all we do for completing the square is this. So when we have x squared plus 10x plus 22, we actually want to write this as well, we want to write this in x plus a squared plus b format. Now the problem is you can't actually factorize this equation at all, because you can't really have two numbers that multiply to 22 and add up to 10. But what we can do is we can actually take this 10x and we can actually add a number to the 22 so that it actually looks like so that we'll be able to complete the square. So what do I mean by that? Let's have a look at this. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to do this. I'm going to put this x squared. So I'm going to have this x squared plus 10x, and I'm going to write this 22 separately, right? So then what I'm going to do is half of 10, so I go 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. And if I do 5 squared, I actually get 25. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add 25, but I can't just randomly add 25 to a statement. I've got to subtract that 25 as well. So what I've done here is I've added 25 and I've subtracted 25 as well. And the reason I added 25 is because now I am actually able to write this as x plus a squared, because that's just going to be, because now I can factorize it. It's going to be x plus 5 times x plus 5 plus 22, take away 25. This is going to be x plus 5 squared. 22 minus 25 is going to be negative 3. So a is equal to 5 and b equals to negative 3. Now if this is the same case, what I'd like you to do is just try this question here. X squared plus 9x plus 16. See if you can try and write that in a completed square format. So what I'd like you to do is try this, where this could be written as x plus a squared plus b. So completing the square, it kind of comes all the time, right? Like at random spots here and there. But basically you just take the coefficient of x divided by 2, and then you kind of just add it and subtract it. Dog, you're right. So I'll give you guys maybe about a minute to try and solve this. Yes, PSV, it is always divided by 2. Because remember, you want to square it, so it'll always be like, think about it like this. If I have like x plus 9 squared, this is going to be x plus 18, x plus 81. So it's 18 is, you know how you always double it? So when you go backwards, it'll always be, oh, sorry, did I put 9? Sorry. See, this is what happened. Oh man, I was thinking about something else. I should have put an even number. Apologies. Let's try that again. Let's put in, I don't know, like 6x. I was supposed to put 6x. Sorry. Let's try that again. But yeah, you're right, LC. Else funny letter. It would be x plus 4.5. It'll be always divided by 2. Sorry, I was just need fluids today. So try that one, and I'll go through it in a couple of, maybe about 10 or 20 seconds. Exhausted, Marco, exhausted. I had athletics day, and then I had to do a couple of things for something else. There was like 2 hours of talking, and I'm shattered at the moment. Just need I think I don't know if I'm gonna make it to school tomorrow. I was like, I'm just tired. Question E2 2019 paper. Alright, we'll have a look at it, Squealy. Alright, so what do we got? We're just going to go half of 6. So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. 3 squared is equal to 9. So here we're going to say x squared plus 6x. We're going to do plus 9. Minus 9, and of course the 16 is still there. Now inside here, this is going to be x plus 3 and x plus 3. 16 minus 9 is plus 7. So we're going to get x plus 3 squared plus 7. So a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 7. Oh, did I make a mistake? How'd you get 13? Nine is 3 squared PSP. Because 3 squared is 9, and then we kind of put the 9 there. It's A, sorry. There you go. When I write Q, I write it like this. That's the Infinity Plus 1 font, I guess. Alright, cool. So that's good. I think the second question we were looking at was something like this. This is a really quick question as well. I might just write it down actually, because it's just easier to write it down. There we go. Abraham, those have been achieved questions. Just kind of doing a couple of crucial skills that are necessary for us to kind of move forward. So, welcome along, guys. Welcome along. So for this one here, we've got x minus 2, something like this, right? Well, geez, whatever this is. What we're going to do is we're going to go grab the formula sheet, because sometimes for these questions you'll be better off with finding the formula sheet, and I'm going to pull it out. Is it actually here? So with the formula sheet, particularly I'm looking at this equation here. I'll try and zoom in. Is it going to zoom in? No. So if you can see, this is the equation that I'm looking at. That one there. So I'm going to try and paste it, but I don't know if it's going to work or not, but let's see. So basically, if you ever see a question like this, what we're going to do is we can kind of actually write it out. The best way to do is I would write this equation down, and I'll just start kind of coloring things in. So base is B, base in this case is 5. So I'm going to write that as 5. X is kind of here, which ends up being here. And in this case, x is that outside number, so we're going to get 5 to the power of 0 equals x minus 2. 5 to the power of 0 is 1. X minus 2 equals to 1, so x is equal to 1 plus 2, and x is equal to 3. So that one, all you're really looking at is just kind of rearranging using the log rules, and then you're pretty much good to go. AGFC, I think I'm like, this morning I was supposed to make like a little video for it, and I started making it, and I was like, man, I was so just overwhelmed and exhausted, but it was really cool yesterday, man. Like I love the energy that Westlake had yesterday. It was so cool. I don't think it would matter if you put it in a bracket or not, Cameron, because it's x minus 2. We just shift the whole thing to the other side anyway. Question 2D. Yeah, you kind of mentioned that x. Yeah. Okay, so now I did have some few questions that were sent to me. Now I didn't realize it, but Samuel, I saw your question, level 2. Oh, Samuel, that's a level 2 calculus question, man. We'll do that on Sunday. Calculus, integration. It does help when you put algebra. Okay, here we go. Let's do Cameron's one because it is an algebraic question. So let's try this question here. Why do I get a weird feeling that I've done this question before? I feel like I've done this question before, Cameron. Was it last time? Yeah, I did. No, I'm not going to do this question, Cameron. Because look, I did it in the last algebra tutorial. I thought I remembered this question. Look at that. It's already done, Cameron. I'm going to skip through that question, buddy. Exact question's already done. Because I was like looking through it initially. I was like, I didn't. And then I remember these numbers and I'm like, I'm sure I've done this question before. All right, so X, you want 2D, right? From 2019. What was that paper, 2019? 2D. We're talking about... This has been corrected from that. All right, let's have a look. So this question here, is this the one you were talking about? All right, let's, I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys maybe about a couple of minutes to get started on it and then I'll actually go through it. So let's say I'll give you guys about till 8:21 and then I'll go through it. In the meantime, I'll try and kind of work at it from in the background. I say in the background, I'm just going to look at the question really. All right, so guys, if you are stuck with this question, write an equation for the gray area box first, because that's all we have. The shaded rectangle has an area of 9 centimeters squared. That's all we have. So write an equation for that with like base times height equals to 9, and then slowly from there you should be able to start working it out. Okay, if you're not sure, here, have a look at, I'll give you guys a bit of a clue here. So this is the base of the shaded rectangle areas. The shaded part of the base is y minus 8. And then the height of the rectangle that's been shaded in is going to be y. So that's my first set of clues for you. So then what you have is y area is equal to base times height. So 9 is equal to y minus 8 times y. Any questions with that one that I've done so far? Because all I've done is just base times height is equal to 9. So at this point I can expand the brackets. I'm going to get y squared minus 8y is equal to 9. And then 0 is equal to y squared minus 8y minus 9. And I'm going to pause there. I'm going to give you guys another minute maybe. Just try and see if we can work through the next steps. Matthew Moyo, yeah, I always forget it, but here I can share it to you. Anyone in the link cannot edit? No. Can view. Matthew Bamoyo, there's my link to my OneNote. Yeah, not yet, PSV, not yet. Because this is one of those, you just got to figure out y first. Once you figure out y. So here's what I'm doing, right? So I'm going to go, I can factorize this now. When I factorize this, I'm going to get y minus 9 and y plus 1. Therefore, y is equal to 9 or y is equal to negative 1. Now you can't have a negative 1 as a measurement, right? So you kind of have to go length can't be negative. Therefore, y is equal to 9. Now, the thing is, like, once we figure out that y is equal to 9, we can now kind of start messing around wherever y is, because here you've got 9 minus 8. Here you've got 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is going to be 11. That's going to be 1. And that's where we're at. So we've actually got 11 from here to here. And then the 1 is the base right there. Which means if you got 11 and 1, then x is going to equal 12. Because remember, this is 1 and this is 11. So when we add it together, we are going to get x is equal to 12. And if x equals to 12, then we have x minus 4. So we're going to get 12 minus 4 equals to 8. So then this distance is 8. So the area of the rectangle ABCD is going to be 12 times 8, which equals to 97 centimeters squared. Let me know if there's any questions, guys. No worries. I think it's Kunai. I can't read it. Yes, Kunai. Yeah, it's not a problem, man. It was a pleasure. I absolutely enjoyed it yesterday. All good, Kunal. All good. Look, it was such a humbling experience yesterday. I have to say, like, I'm still. I've had like 3 crazy days in terms of busyness, but I would have to say that visit yesterday was yeah, it was super cool. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was pretty easy, X, because I think the problem is, if you look at the big kind of bold thing they've written in red, it says this diagram has been corrected from that used in the exam, because think this was 2019. If it's 2019, I think they had the wrong diagram. No, did they? It looks the same. Oh no, they had the wrong diagram in the original exam. Then that would have been like sad. You know, you're sitting there trying to figure out these questions, and then you find out that the question's actually been wrong. Luke, it is. I've just sent the 2023 whiteboard. But I've not actually pinned all my, I need to actually put all my notes together, which I've not actually had the chance to do it. But I'm actually thinking about making like the the infinity plus one OneNote maybe. I'll add it to the list of hundreds of other jobs that I have. Not sure, PSV. It's, Durian usually says it. Okay, any other questions, guys? Because I think we already looked at, whose question did we look at? Cameron, we've already done your question. Any other questions? If not, I can pull up another one from where? 2020 was the one that we were looking at last. Are you guys actually okay with these types of questions? Just gotta ask. Like two fractions and then solving for x. Yep, okay, now we're good. We don't need to do that. Need work on logs. Parabola. Nah, that was 2020 was a couple of strange questions there. I hated this question. It was just like so much work on it. But what about here? This was 2019. Discriminant. Yeah, well, there's a few there, but nah, Colonel, it's slightly different. Is the calendar question? Not really, Luke. The calendar question is like one of those one-off investigative type of questions that come through. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Abraham. Vato. You've sent in a question. Beautiful. Nice. We got a couple of questions. Ooh, this is a good one. I like this one. Yeah, let's do this one, Vato. That's a nice algebra question right there. That's actually a really good question, Vato. Thank you. Okay, so we have one ugly curve and then it's meeting a straight line, and we need to figure out the point A in the diagram, the x value. They're just asking for the x value, which is pretty good. They're not asking for the y value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a minute to kind of get a starting point. If you don't have a starting point, I'll do the starting point in 1 minute, and then we can actually kind of work through it. All right, Kayla, we'll try and do, I've got one more question that's coming. Someone sent me another question, so we can have a look at that one. Oh, that's field trip question. Yeah, okay, Aurora, that's not a bad question as well. If you're in there, we will, yeah, I think that's a good question to do as well. All right, let's do this one, and then I'll do Aurora's question as well. No worries, X. See you later. Okay, so starting point for these type of questions, right? Like, look, when they give you a parabola and a straight line, and then they say, oh, look, we want to find where these two, where does the parabola actually meet the straight line and things like that. All you have to do is you have to put both of those equations equal to each other. So in this particular case, what you're going to do is you're going to actually put down the two equations equal to each other. So you've got 8x minus 16 is equal to 3x minus 2 root x. Now this is a great question here, Vato, because, like, you know, it is, you're thinking I've never done anything like this before, but reality is you have done it. It's just this is a little bit of abstract, not abstract, but just learning how to apply it. So this is your starting point for this question, and I'm going to leave it here, and I would like you guys to have a go at this question from this point onwards. Rearrange and then try and solve for x. And I'm going to give you guys about 8:32, so we'll actually go through the answer at about 8:34. Now if you do have any questions, like you're like, how do we do this, just remember you want to rearrange and you want to leave the square root by itself. And I think if you leave the square root by itself, then you can square everything and then rearrange. So I'm gonna stop talking. Shut up, let them do it. Go ahead and have a go, guys. One note to rule them all. What should I call it, Zongzina? The ultimate one note, which has all of my notes from the past five years worth of work. Oh, 8:34. All right, we're gonna go through it. Sorry, got distracted. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is we're going to actually move that 3x out. Okay, because that 3x is just annoying me. So we're going to go 8x minus 16, and 3x is going to become minus 3x. And this is equal to negative 2 root x. So on the left-hand side, I've got 5x minus 16 equals negative 2 root x. Now, one of the things that you guys, that it's worth remembering is that when you have a square root of x on one side, you can't square the whole equation, right? Like, because it's kind of the similar rules there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to square this, but I'm also going to square this side as well. All right, I'm going to square both sides. So when I do that, here on the left-hand side, I'm going to get 5x minus 16 times 5x minus 16 equals 2. Now remember that negative 1 actually has a power of 1 in it. So negative 1 has a power of 1. Negative 2 has a power of 1. And then negative 2 squared will become positive 4. And then square root of x squared will just become just x by itself. So that's what squaring that what will happen to the negative 2. Now most times what people tend to do is when they square it, they forget about the 2 and they just do the root x. All right, next we're going to expand this quadratic. We're going to get 25x squared. We got minus 80, that's a minus 160x, plus 256 equals 4x. So we've got 25x squared minus 160x plus 256 minus 4x is equal to 0. So we've got 25x squared minus 164x plus 256 is equal to 0. Now at this point I'm going to put this all in quadratic, in the equation and quadratic polynomial solver. So I have to do 2, I've got 25 negative 164 and 256. I'm getting 2 answers. Why am I getting 2 answers? Yeah, I got that as well. But how is it getting 2.56? Is it gonna meet again? Give me 1 second, guys. I think we need to explore. We need to explore this in Desmos. Desmos, come to our rescue. So we've got 8x minus 16, and then we have 3x minus 2 square root of x. Why are we getting that second answer? I don't think it'll be making, it won't become a plus 2, it's getting divided, right? So because it's getting divided, I don't think it'll matter. X equals to 2.8. Did I make a mistake somewhere? I know there's only one answer. How did you get 2.8? What's the actual answer? The actual answer is 2.56. Why am I getting 2 answers? If I put 4, I'm gonna get 8. I shouldn't get that x equals to 4. What have I made a mistake with? Where have I made a mistake? Can you guys pick up a mistake? I shouldn't get that 4. Because if you guys look at the actual diagram, right? Like this is the diagram that I have, 3x minus 2 root x. And with x is equal to, with x greater than 0, 3x minus 2x is there. Y equals 8x minus 16. Have I missed anything in the question? The line cuts the point at point A. Why are we getting 4 then in the calculator? We shouldn't get 4. 25 is 5 squared. 16 squared is 256. Let's try one more thing here. I just want to have a look at this. No, it wouldn't matter because it just comes up with the same answer. Four doesn't work out, does it? I guess maybe it's one of those questions where you actually have to go back and check the answers. Because we're getting 2 answers, right? We've got what was the 2 answers? 2.5 something, wasn't it? Menu polynomial 4 and 2.56. But I think it might be one of those questions where you have to go back and check the answers, because if we put x equals to 4, we're going to get y is equal to 3x minus 2 root x, which is 12 minus 2 times 2 So you're going to get y is equal to 8. But then y equals to 8x minus 16. Y is equal to 8 times 4 minus 16. Y is equal to 16. So x can't actually equal to 4. Therefore, x is equal to 2.56. I think that's the explanation I would give it. I would actually try and work it out that x equals to 4 is actually not possible. Sometimes that happens, Samuel. Like when you do like certain types of questions, it's you actually have to go back and check your two values that you've solved. Especially if you remember those really weird fraction questions, like where you have like x squared plus 7x plus 10 over x squared plus 5x plus 4, something like that. You know, when you solve that, if you factorize too early, then you actually miss out on one of the answers. And in this case, I think you are given two answers, which means you'll probably have to go back and check the answer, like how Zong actually did. Sean, that's like asking a question of like, how do I get money without working? It's like when you say, how do you get excellence without doing much questions? Yeah. Okay, cool. Next one. I think this one is probably going to be my last one, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm struggling a little bit here with... oh, we've got another question. Which one is that? Oh, damn. D, that question that you just sent me, we're going to save it for next time. Because this one is going to drive me a little bit insane, but that's fine. Because it's all to do with writing equations. Here we go. This is going to be our last question. There we go. That's the last question for today, guys. Let's try that one there. This question, it's all about writing the equation. I think if you get the equation, then you're pretty much good to go, man. Like that's seriously, but that's the fun and crazy part of it. Well, Sean, now that you've actually chosen to do that, you've got two options. You can do nothing, which means that statement is going to come true, or you can do something to challenge that statement. And I think the fact that you're actually here means that you want to challenge that statement. So, Sean, what you need to do is you need to go and have a look at the level 2 algebra tutorials playlist from way back from 2018, because like that covers a lot of achieved and merit questions. And then trust me, you've got plenty of time. Now if you're like, let me put it this way, if you're like, I've got no idea of how to do algebra, I'm gonna fail, guess what, there is a level 2 playlist called level 2 mathematic, which is algebra. It's 12 hours long. There's 12 long hours, but I'm telling you, if you binge watch that this weekend, I'd like to come and talk to you on Sunday just to see how much algebra you've actually learned. We know you're obsessed with Goggins' song. Don't underestimate that level 2 mathematic playlist song, Sean, because it's I've had some people that have gone through. It's a long watch. Trust me, it is a long 12-hour watch, but I cover pretty much everything you need to go. I don't think I've had anyone that's actually watched that full playlist come back and say they've said like I've either got a merit or an excellence. Okay, so how are you guys going with this question, right? This question is a little bit tricky with the words, and I always like to kind of cheat. When I say cheat with these types of questions, I like to cheat with numbers because it makes sense to me, and then I kind of try and figure it out one step at a time. All right. So bear with me, because this one I do tend to make a mistake with this question, regardless of how many times I've actually done this question. So we've got $560 for a day trip with students, right? Now the cost of hiring is shared between the students. So let's do this first. We're going to put the number of students here as n. So that's the first part of it. Now it says at the last moment 3 of the students were unable to go, which means now n has gone from n to n minus 3. As a result, the cost to each of these who did not go was increased by $50. So what I want you guys to think about is, I want you guys to think about it like this. You basically have the new price that they have minus the old price that they had to pay equals $50. Hopefully that made sense, because the old price is whatever they were originally going to pay, and then the new price is obviously the, when those 3 dropouts dropped out. So the old price, you actually had $560 divided by n, which was the original n, whatever that was. So that's like the original number of students that came, right? So that's the old price. Now the new price, is the bus gonna be different just because it's 3 students have actually dropped out? No, the bus is still gonna be $560. However, the number of kids have changed. The number of kids now is n minus 3, and this is all equal to 1.5. And that, I would say, is pretty much how you kind of start with this question, because I think yeah, I'm gonna kind of let you guys maybe try and solve this from here. Rodwood, you were right. You were on point with the 560 over n. Hopefully that 560 divided by n minus 3 made sense. Same with the Aurora. I don't know if you're still here. Hopefully that made sense with how we go about doing this question. Cool. Let's try and solve this, and then we can call it. And I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm even gonna go. I'm gonna sleep on the floor today because I'm like shattered. Probability methods, Sean. I I did level 1 and 3 just for the fun of it, just to kind of prove some people wrong that I can do stats. Just lazy to do it. Actually, not lazy. I just don't have time. So much things to do and so little time. No, I will, Sean. I've got 2 more papers that I want to do. One is geometric reasoning from 2022 and probability from 2022 as well. But like the probability papers, I find them frustrating because I have to sit there writing like these long essays or like little bullet points. And Sean, seriously, man, like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, like if you look at the number of kids that are here, like there's like 45 people that are here. Right, you've actually made the decision already to say, I'm going to show up right now and I'm going to do something about it. So you already taken that first step. A lot of guys don't even take that first step, right? They're like probably going, it's too hard, I'm going to just quit, I'm going to walk out of here, I'm not going to do any work. But you're here, you're sticking around, just power through, man. You got like what, another 3 weeks almost left. That's plenty of time. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but like PSV and Zong, they're like the hype guys here. They're like the guys that yell at you when they're like, come on, get going, get to that last line. I'm gonna give you guys another 2 more minutes, yeah, and then we'll try and go through this answer. And like, look, I keep forgetting this, and I do apologize to anyone that don't identify here as guys. Because it's I'm trying to make that change to kind of call people by folks, but I keep messing it up. RL Diaz, I'd recommend the Mathdemic one. Like, I'll show you where it is, because then you guys can at least know where it is. I finally moved it into the main page so that people don't miss out. It's basically, I did this during COVID, and did I not save it here? Where did I put it? Oh, right there. I should maybe move it up to the revision part of it. But this playlist, right? Basically, what have we got? We've got 12 videos there, and it covers literally everything you need to know for algebra. I need to retitle it. I probably will do it. I'll add it to the list of things to do. Oh God, I've got OneNote, and I've got everything you need to know about algebra level 2. What should I call it, guys? You tell me, what should I call it? What should I call that playlist so people can actually find it? It's an old playlist, but it's still useful. The Ultimate Algebra Level 2 playlist. I like that. That's pretty good. The answer to NCEA. Octane, like, look, this word problem that we just did right, like, it's all about trying to decode one line at a time. Sometimes you kind of have to read all the instructions and then work backwards. That's yeah, it's just something that you just have to kind of keep practicing, and as you practice more and more, you start to learn how to decode these things, right? So just be patient with it, and actually work through it. All right, let's actually do this one. So I'm going to cross multiply this, but of course I'm going to do it my way, which is I'm going to go times n times n times n minus 3 n minus 3. You know what? Can I actually show you guys another way of doing this than this particular way? Because I think you guys would have done the cross multiply where you would have done, like, you know, the method that I've showed. But I'm going to show you guys another method, right? So think about it like this. I actually want to get rid of the n first from the denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to do this step by step, but you guys can do this in one shot next time if you want to. But I am going to multiply every element here by n. And when I do this, my two n's cancel out, and I've got 560n over n minus 3 minus 560 equals 1.5n. Now the next thing is I am going to multiply everything by n minus 3, every term by n minus 3. And when I do that, the 2n minus 3 cancels out, and I'm left with 560n minus 560 n minus 3 equals 1.59 n minus 3. I'm going to expand the brackets. 560n plus 56 times 2, 56 times 3, it's going to be 1516. Nope, I'm not going to mess up this time. 56 times 3, 168. So this is going to be 1680 equals 1.5 n squared minus 4.5 n. So these two things cancel out, so I've got 0 equals 1.5 n squared minus 4.5 n minus 1680. So then n is equal to, I'm going to go into my quadratic polynomial, 2 degrees, and I've got 1.5 negative 4.5 1680. What have I made mistake? Exit minus 1680. There you go. I get n is equal to 35 or negative 32. So our answer is going to be n is equal to 35. Therefore, n minus 3 is equal to 32. So we can say 32 students went on trip. Yeah, Mohammed, remember that N is 35 and the question's actually asking how many students finally went on the trip. So we've actually got to take away that 3 there. All right, guys. Look, I'm going to see you guys on Sunday. Maybe I think I need like a couple of days of sleep, just to recharge for the final kind of month that's left over in this exam season here. Yeah, but thank you for coming today. Really appreciate it, and hopefully you guys picked up something. But like, look, for moving forward for the next kind of few sessions, if you guys do have questions, just flick it over. Chuck us your, if you do have any answers, that really helps, because then we know that we're on the right track. Otherwise, we kind of end up going around in circles sometimes. Especially if I'm tired, I do like really stupid mistakes. But yeah, no, thank you so much for kind of sticking around. And Sean, I'm gonna kind of keep saying this to you. You've still got 3 weeks. I'm gonna say this to you right now. In January, I want you to come and say to me, "Hey, look, guess what? I didn't give up. I went through this, and I got that endorsement that I was aiming for. So good luck with it, yeah? Go for it." No worries, team. No worries. Have a good one. Did I watch Leo? No, I've not seen Leo. I told you, Zong, I'm gonna fall. I don't know if I'm gonna be in tomorrow. I'm like really, really not feeling well. But what can I do? What can I do? Who is your learning advisor, Zong? Oh, Garrett, of course. Jeez, I forgot. I'll let Garrett. I could just let him know to come and pick it up at some point. Why are you sad, Marco? Why? Oh, I know why you sad, Marco. Oh, that's crack up. Nah, Sean, like, look, I'll be honest, like, it was really hard for me to teach my kids when I was in school as well, because people just learn at different times, man. It was really hard to try and kind of work through, but come on, Marco, it's quite obvious. It doesn't matter where, Sean, because I feel for the teachers, man. Like, look, we get kind of given the bad end in a lot of things. So it's just it's a bit sucky. Nah. Honestly, like the thing is, it's like Octane goes to Edgewater. Marco, no, I'm not gonna tell you, because you know exactly why you're like, oh, I'm sad today. Everybody knows, Marco. Everybody knows. They just don't remember it, but I remember these little interactions people actually have. Nah, Zong, we had athletics day, so my head is like just killing me, because stayed out in the sun pretty much most of the day, and even though I had a hat and hoodie and everything, it's a lot to take on. I've got to do like 2 more things. If I do these 2 things in the next half an hour, I can actually go to sleep without thinking about getting up in the morning. Yeah, I do, Sean. Marking is, no, it's not stress song. This is actually tired. This is tiredness from the heat. Otherwise, it would have been like You know what? While I'm talking to you guys, I might as well do my work because. Nah, it's good fun. It's good fun here. I can't see myself leaving this place anytime soon. Okay. How do I do this where I can see the chat as well? Hi Zoe, you're a bit early for the level 3 stream today. Well, I mean, it's a level 2 one today, but all right, this weekend, Sukhneet, I'm dropping your one off this weekend, and somebody else won it from Flatbush side as well, so I'm gonna do 2 deliveries. But Zong, I think your one will probably take Tuesday. I'll give it to Matt. I did my training in Howick, Sean. It's a long time back I did a training. Now look, I'm not gonna lie, Zong. It's actually I actually have, like, how do I say? It's actually quite nice to talk to kids. Hot tub stream. No. Okay, I've actually got a couple of emails to clear out now. All right, guys, look, I'll see you guys on Sunday for calculus. I think we had a couple of guys that actually posted a message to say that they wanted me to go through a couple of calculus questions. So if you do have calculus questions, flick it through. Otherwise, I just saw on our teachers page that one lovely teacher has put down all of the drawing, what do you call it? Drawing different, the graph ones, you know, where you draw the differentiated graph and integrating graphs. So sketching the graphs, sketching the curves and stuff like that. We might do that on Sunday so everybody can kind of get that out of the way. No worries, you're welcome, Felix. Aurora, it all depends on teachers inviting me. Because look, yesterday I had like a whole bunch of guys ask, oh, can you come to our school? And I'm like, for me to visit a school is not a problem. It's just, you know, it's a bit awkward or a bit dodgy when just a random dude just walks up to a school and says, I'm here to visit kids. It's a bit awkward. So, you know, like if you do want me to pop by, I mean, especially if you're year 12 and next year, it works well. Just get one of your teachers to just email me, and then we can try and work out a time where I can just pop in. It might be next year because I know you guys are like finishing off all this year, but it can be done, but it has to kind of come through one of your teachers, and that's it. So yeah, but it is definitely doable. Zong, I pop over to OSC like every second Monday or third Monday. I usually come during morning tea and have a chat with some of the guys there. It's like I don't really need an invite there. I just kind of rock up and say hi to the folks there, because it is my old place, you know. Actually, did you know that song? Did you know I was actually working there for 7 years? Okay. There's a few hidden Infinity Plus One logos around the school. That's what I should do. I should do a scavenger hunt of the stickers around the school, right? Anyway, look, guys, have fun. I'm gonna see you on Sunday, and we'll do the sketching the graphs on Sunday, and then that's what we'll. Now we do it on Sunday to Thursday, Felix, for the tutorials. So Sunday night we'll do the we'll do that. I'll message him to see when he's got it, and then I'll see if I can pop over. Just to come and bug him a bit. Actually, get him to message me, like, because I don't know when you guys have your um, maths class. I'll pop over and no, not tomorrow. I told you guys I think I'm gonna stay home tomorrow because it's like I'm fighting something, and I thought I'll just do this tutorial and be done with it, because it would be kind of sucky to kind of say in the last minute pull out and say I'm not gonna do a session today. So anyway, guys, look, take care. I will see you on Sunday. Let's sort out a Mr. Singh's class visit on next week sometime, and then I'll come and bug him for a while. All right, have a good night, guys. Rest up, and if you do have a long weekend, enjoy it, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Yeah.